Hey guys, it's Krista. I hope everybody's doing awesome. I just wanted to jump on here. We had a baby, and so I don't think I've actually uploaded anything since the spring feasts. I was at the latter part of my pregnancy, and now she's 11 weeks. So we've just been settling into being new parents, into how life is now, right? Everything changes when you have a baby. But she is amazing. She's beautiful. She's so sweet. She's so smart. She is just such an incredible addition to our family, to our life, to our love story. So we are loving it. On another note, I do want to talk to you guys about some stuff that we have been, some revelations that God gave us over this last week or so. With all the blessing and all the amazing things that have come, like through our daughter and our other family members and things like that, and just life, God providing for us, God being there for us, even when it felt like maybe he wasn't. We went through a very difficult last season, and I'm assuming that a lot of other people did too, because I feel like a lot of people that are on my channel are people that are probably kind of in that same, I know a lot of people are, just probably on the same like spiritual rhythm that I am. I don't know the words for it, but or very close to it. So maybe something I just went through, you're about to go through, or maybe we're kind of going through the same seasons in life and kind of going through because we've been on that same journey. So I'm hoping this encourages somebody, because it really encouraged me. And I'm just kind of winging this, so bear with me, but I'm hoping that it lands on the ears that need to hear. But I just really want to encourage everybody to really be strong right now, and to really, I feel like God's bringing everybody into a new season. And for us, last season was amazing, but it was very, very, very difficult. We had so much pushback on everything that we were trying to do, on just everything, and everything looked like it just like wasn't working, and like it just wasn't going to happen. And so if you find yourself where you were in that season where you were just, everything you were doing was not happening, you were just getting met with so much resistance, everything that you felt like you were supposed to do was falling flat, or also you felt so low about everything. I think the enemy has hit so many people with low self-esteem, with just the mental torment of being like, especially if you're in that season where God's there, because we know he'll never leave us, and he'll never forsake you, but you haven't been hearing from him. Everything you thought he told you to do, you're doing, and it's not working. So then you're questioning if you really heard, things like that. The enemy has really tried to wear down the saints by making us believe that, that maybe we did something really horrible, and God's not gonna, we're beyond redemption, or, like maybe we're no longer in his good graces. Maybe he's not going to work all those things out together for your good. Maybe he's not going to do what he says. When you go through long seasons of dryness and of wilderness, it's very easy just to start beating yourself up, which results in low self-esteem. It results in having an internal dialogue that is negative about yourself, that is negative about, it's contrary to what God has told you about you. And for me personally, I went through a lot of that, as far as forgetting who I was in him. And as a lot of you know, if you've watched, the last several videos, that I went through a very big change in my life. When you get married and you have a baby with someone, your whole life changes. And so what you established when you were just you and just doing you with the Lord, it changes, it evolves. But what doesn't change is who he made you to be, and the call that he put on your life. That never changes. But I think sometimes we get caught up, and it's easy to forget, who are you? Who has God told you are? What does it say in his word that you are? You're called, you're chosen, you're a royal priesthood. We are kings and we're priests. We are all these things. We're his children. We're the elect. You are all of these things, and then whatever personal things he has showed you. We set the captives free. We proclaim the gospel. We're co-heirs with Christ. We're all of these things. And I know everybody has their own personal journey. So, maybe you really are like a frontline person where you are always down in those trenches, always fighting those battles. Maybe you're the one who God chose and rose up to break off all the generational curses from your family line. God always brings somebody up to do that, to my knowledge. I know that he does now. I think he always has. He does. I mean, if you look back at Moses, you look back at all these people, like they were brought up and they changed things for people. They changed the order of things. They changed the oppression that people had to deal with. They brought people out of their sin, and they brought people out of slavery. So it's like he does that with family lines. He does that with people. And so when you are that person that's been chosen, anointed, and called to be brought up and to be brought out and to be given the wisdom and the knowledge to be able to say, hey, I see what that is. I'm breaking this off of our family. We're not going to put up with these generational curses. We're not going to deal with this witchcraft. We're not going to deal with this repetitive sin. We're not going to do it anymore. We're not going to pass it on to the next generation. There is a high amount of warfare that comes with that part. When you're that person and you're discipling other people to be that person, and you carry that testimony, and you've been in those dark places, you've gone to hell and back to do what God wants you to do now, and you have that testimony, and you are still walking in it. The enemy wants to take you out so bad. He wants to steal your voice. He wants to make you feel so horrible about everything that you forget why you're here. And I know that I personally experienced a lot of that, and I got a deep revelation from God over the last few days of reminding me who I am in him. And I'm praying that every one of you will have that same revelation with the Lord, that he will remind you who you are in him. What you've been through is valid. It's all valid. It's all real. You didn't make it up. It wasn't in your head. It wasn't a bad dream. It happened. You fought and you got to where you're at right now. And it's because you have a purpose and you're walking out that purpose, and you're going to be setting captives free. You've been called to set your family free, to bring people to Christ. It's a big calling. And there's always going to be that one person that gets pulled out, and that even though it looks like, why are things always so hard? Why did this happen? Why is this happening? Because you can take it, because you have the faith to sustain you through it, because you're that person who never questions who God is. When things go wrong, you don't blame God for it. You blame the person who is actually at fault, Satan, or something that actually happened. But you don't turn your back on God. You don't question if he turns his back on you, because you know it's not true. Even though sometimes it can feel that way, especially when he's quiet, but you know. And that's very special, and that's a very rare thing for a person to have, because at some point most people begin to think that they know more. That they know more than God, or that they know his ways, or they know that they know his mind. Like, you could even remotely begin to know what is in the mind of God, because we're human, and humans want answers. We want to know, why and how. And I think a big part of having peace is being able to surrender that why to God and say, not my will, but your will. So I'm not going to take up any more of anybody's time. I hope this reaches you well. I hope that this confirms something for you. I just felt like I needed to share it, because that's what I'm pondering today. I feel like a new season has begun. We are doing things a different way. We're taking everything that we learned from this last season and from this time of revelation with the Lord, and we're applying it to have an amazing next season. And so I just wanted to share that, and I pray that this helps somebody, and I hope everybody's doing well. If you guys have any questions or any requests for any videos or anything, leave them down in the comments. But I bless you guys. Thank you everybody for all of your amazing comments. I know that we want to do more on the marriage videos, but I'm just gonna go where I feel like I'm supposed to go right now, and I hope you'll come with me. I love you guys. I pray you are blessed. Have a great day. Bye.